Shalom, my friends, and happy fifth night of Hanukkah. We had a very low-key night since husband and son are still getting over whatever it is they have, and they spent a lot of the time resting. We just spent the evening, we lit the candles, we read books, and that was pretty much it. I just recorded the candles burning down a little bit, and my camera died, so I didn't get the whole time lapse of them burning down to the end. And I wanted to share with you, I thought I would share with you some of our books for Hanukkah that we read. So where I got the idea from the books for Hanukkah is from this Hanukkah lapbook page, which I will put the link down below if I can find it. And it tells you the lighting of the menorah, what to do each night, the blessings, which this is not the Christian Messianic blessing, this is the normal blessing. And then there's additional resources here with the library list of all the books. Well, this is the list here, if you want to screenshot that. This is my list of other books I found that we've enjoyed as well. So let me go through some of these books with you. The first book here is The Christian Guide to Biblical Feasts. If you have ever heard of Robin Sampson from, I completely forgot her websites. I will have all the information down below. I'll look it up. But she wrote the book, A Family Guide to Biblical Holidays. And that's the book we normally reference from during biblical holidays. But for some reason, my book is missing. I know it's not permanently lost, but I just cannot find it right now. So I'm sure I just put it under something and I'm not able to find it. At least I'm really hoping that's the case. Anyway, Robin Sampson had posted on her Facebook page that she recommended this book, which is like a condensed version of all the biblical feasts. So it has, here's your table of contents if you want to take a look at that. And I've just been checking off as I read because I've been going, I got this around fall, which is around the time we celebrate Yom Kippur. And we go down, and I've just been marking them off as I read. So Hanukkah is the next one I'm going to be reading. And here's Hanukkah down here. And here are the blessings right here. It says here, "Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to be a light to the nations, who gave us Yeshua, our Messiah, the light of the world." So then it tells you a little bit about how to celebrate Hanukkah. Now this first book is not on the list, but it was a cute little book I found about Hanukkah, so I bought it because my son was little at the time, and we read this book. It's just a very cute little book about Benny. Benny and his family light the menorah, spin the dreidel, sing songs, and tell tales of Hanukkah in this beloved holiday picture book. Now this book here, on the third night of Hanukkah, I read a story out of this book. It is up, I will link it up in the iCard. It's called The Power of Light, 8 Stories for Hanukkah by Isaac Bashevis Singer. And this is on the list for this unit study, this Hanukkah unit study, or lapbook study, whichever you want to call it. It has a story for each night of Hanukkah. These are the titles of the stories. And we just read one each night. And it's a book we've had a long time, and we really love these stories from this book. The Jar of Fools. This is a silly book, and this is also on the list. It is also 8 different stories, one for each night. Here's the table of contents for that. And it's about a town called Clem, if I'm pronouncing that properly. I don't know. And it's basically a town full of fools. Or are they fools? You decide. Stone Lamp is a really good book. Let me read this to you. The story of Hanukkah is the story of triumph over darkness, of the small miracles that give hope to an entire people. In a series of 8 powerful and evocative free verse poems, award-winning author Karen Hesse captures the resilient spirit of the Jewish people through the imagined voices of 8 children at Hanukkah. The children from Tamara in 12th century England and Jeremy in 13th century France to Hava in 17th century Turkey and Ori in 20th century Israel all have experienced loss and hardship, but they are united by love, family, and their cherished stone lamp. The stone lamp provides each child with comfort and hope, for each time its wicks are lit, the endurance of the Jewish people is reillumined. And so let me show you some of the illustrations in here. So what it does is it tells you, oh, look at that page right there. I'll read this part to you. In 164 BCE, Jewish rebel fighters under the command of Judah Maccabee defeated the Syrian general Lysias and entered Jerusalem, reclaiming the Holy Temple. Judah had the defiled altar demolished and a new one built. When the work was completed, the temple was rededicated with a celebratory festival lasting 8 days. So Hanukkah, the midwinter festival of lights, began. So what this book does is it tells you about a period of history, which this one talks about the Crusades, and then it'll give you, like, it says first night, first light. Setting is in York, England from 1190, and it has it's like historical fiction, so it's not a real person, because they do give a name at the end. Tamara, age 10. And it says here, Tamara, age 10, escaped with her mother, her aunt, and her cousins to an appointed hiding place. Her father and uncle were among those who perished at Clifford's Tower. So this tells just a little bit from Tamara's point of view of what happened. It's somber, but these are very good. This is one of my favorite books. Now this book is called Hanukkah Shmanukkah, and this is written in the spirit of Scrooge. Let me tell you about this book. Sorry about the glare again. Old Scrooge is as sour as a pickle and had a tongue like a horseradish. He's a tyrant to the poor workers of his waistcoat factory, and even on the last night of Hanukkah, he has the nerve to set the clocks back. When his nephew Moshe protests, Scroogemacher laughs. Hanukkah Shmanukkah, it's just another night to me. Oy vey is mir. He is wrong. Who would have thought that not one, not two, but 3 ghostly rabbis would visit him that night, as Scroogemacher travels back and forth with the wise spirits from the time of the Maccabees to the tenements of new immigrants, and then on to wonders and horrors of the future. He begins to understand that some good can happen from a little remembering, especially on Hanukkah Shmanukkah. But do the rabbis manage to turn Scroogemacher into a mensch? Should a leopard change its spots? So here are some of the illustrations in this book to give you an idea. I hope you can see these well. So that is a very good book. We're going to read this for the 6th night of Hanukkah. I don't know if I said, but this book is not on the list. But it's a book I found and we've enjoyed. Now this book is not on the list, but it's a book I found, and let me tell you about it. A joyous celebration of the Festival of Lights. On the first night of Hanukkah, 1 crescent moon matches the flame of the menorah's candle, and on each subsequent night a new light appears, until 8 bright stars shine in the sky, and the magic of the holiday season glows all around us. Join a young boy and his sister as they celebrate Hanukkah, and look carefully or you'll miss each night's reminders, hidden in surprising spots, that the warm light spreads far beyond the menorah. So there's an idea. We read this a couple nights ago. Now this is the story of Hanukkah. It tells all about the Maccabees and what happened. This is on the list, The Story of Hanukkah, paintings by Ori Sherman. The story is by Amy Ehrlich. And here's some of the illustrations. Oops. Very good book. This book is not on the list. Hanukkah Accounting Book in English, Hebrew, and Yiddish by Emily Spear. This is a cool book, especially for your little ones. So it tells you about how to pronounce certain words. It tells you the pronunciation key. It tells you that anything in white is English and baby blue is Hebrew masculine. Baby pink is Hebrew feminine, and lavender is Yiddish. So the first page tells you about the worker candle, which is called the shamash, or in Yiddish it's called shamis. So it tells you about it. And then you go on to the first night, which here is, I hope you can see this, is 1, and it tells you how to pronounce it. Ihad, Ihat, or I'm not sure how to say that. Ayans. It also tells you how to pronounce the Hanukkah menorah and the Hanukkah lamp. And there's the pronunciations. And here's the first candle. So then the cool thing about this book is you turn the page and suddenly you see 2 candles. And then it talks about the jelly donuts, which are called sufganiyot. And so this is just a fun counting book for your little ones. My son really enjoyed this book. And at the end, I believe it tells the story. The Hanukkah story is here. And the author shares something personal here. And at the end, it says Happy Hanukkah. This is called the Children's Jewish Holiday Kitchen. 70 ways to have fun with your kids and make your family celebration special. So I had not looked at this. I don't remember. I mean, I know I bought it, but it's been a while. But this is something, a little something for everything. For teaching you about the Sabbath, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Hanukkah, Tu B'Shvat. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Purim, Passover, Israel Independence Day, and Shavat. So it just gives you, it's pretty much chock full of recipes and ideas for celebration for all the holidays. So it'd be a great reference book. A Hanukkah holiday cookbook, which is not on the list, but this was our first, one of our first recipe books and reference books. So it does tell you a little bit about Hanukkah, the story, and it gives you recipes. There's potato latkes. Now, we had started a lap book, and that's what this is here, is because we were using this book as a reference for our lap book. And so some of the things did not get finished, and we never finished putting together our lap book. So I'm going to hopefully do that and share that with you towards the end of Hanukkah. But it has good recipes and tells you all about it. So this is a great reference book. I've really liked this book. This is a book that's on the list for the unit studies called Latkes and Applesauce, a Hanukkah Story by Fran Menushkin, illustrated by Robin Spowart. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Long ago and far away, the Menashe family was ready to celebrate Hanukkah, but suddenly there came a furious blizzard that covered all the apples and potatoes. And alas, there would be no latkes and applesauce this year, but it's a stray dog and cat that come in from the storm that bring with them the miracle of Hanukkah, and in surprising ways brings latkes and applesauce to the Menashe's home. So here are some of the illustrations. I love the illustrations. We're going to read this book probably tonight. Well, for the 6th night of Hanukkah, not the 5th night. I keep saying tonight, and what I mean by tonight is that's the new day of Hanukkah. Like right now it's still the 5th day of Hanukkah, but tonight it will be the 6th day of Hanukkah. And that's what I mean by tonight. Now this is the miracle of the potato latkes. This is not on the list, but it's a story I ran across. It was a discarded library book. The miracle of the potato latkes. Tante Golda makes the most delicious potato latkes in all of Russia. She loves to share the golden crispy treats with her friends and neighbors, and she always has enough potatoes to last the entire winter. But this year there is severe drought in Russia, and Tante Golda has only one tiny potato in the barrel. She doesn't know how she'll be able to make latkes for her guests at the first night of Hanukkah. Tante Golda has always said that in times of trouble, God will provide. In this joyful Hanukkah story, God does indeed provide, as one miracle leads to another. And here are some of the illustrations. It's been a while since I've read this book, but it was a good book. But I can't tell you specifics. Okay, and I saved the best for last. This is a story by Patricia Polacco, The Trees of the Dancing Goats. And it does not give me a little bit about this book, but I'll try my best to tell you it without revealing the ending. Basically, a Christian family and a Jewish family are friends, and the Jewish family celebrates Hanukkah, of course, and her grandfather makes these little wooden dancing goats, I believe, as Hanukkah gifts. Now, the people on her street, in her neighborhood, are Christians, and, well, first of all, her friend, they come down sick, and I believe many of the people that year get sick, and it's up to this family to minister to, I'll put it that way, to minister to the Christian families that year. So this is a very amusing, heartwarming, lovely book. And let me show you some of the illustrations. Look at, she's making candles. So we don't have a little wooden goat like this in the story, but we do have a little wooden bird my son had as a toy. I don't even know where he got it from. And we used this little bird to remind us of this story because this story was so dear to our hearts. We just love this story. And this also comes in a unit study. So I'm going to be sharing that with you in the next day or two. But this little bird we will put out tonight, since we finally got around to talking about this, and put it with our Hanukkah, with our, by the menorahs and all the stuff that we have, all our decor. Of all the books in this stack, the two I'd get for sure are this one and the Stone Lamp, Biblical Feasts, and A Family Guide to Biblical Holidays. Those would be the ones to get for sure. So, and then don't forget, I will put this list, or where you can find this list down below with all the resources, and they may have added to it because I printed this off years ago. This is very old. Also, I'm going to give you a tip. We love the glow of the candles. We just love to watch them, and we don't want to really turn on a bunch of lights to read a book. So we get our little itty bitty book light. I don't know if that's what this is. This is the Mighty Bright Light. Not sponsored, of course, and we use this to help us read the books so that we can still enjoy the glow of the candles. So I truly hope you enjoyed going through our little stack of books with us. We do intend to acquire more books. My son may be 15 and close to graduating, but I have a grandchild on the way. And these will always be dear to my heart. So we will always read these during Hanukkah. So I'm going to be going back through those lists, mark off what I have, because I don't think I've updated it, and collect more. So if you have any good recommendations for me for books, that would be awesome, because I am always on the lookout for a good book about Hanukkah. And that's all I have for you today. I'm going to leave you with the candles burning. Not the whole time lapse from beginning to end because my camera died on me, but I have a little bit, and I'm going to leave you in a song that will help you be able to meditate and enjoy the glow of the candlelight from the fifth night of Hanukkah. Thank you so much for watching, and peace be with you all, my friends.